Hey, what's up you guys, and welcome back to my channel. Now, this is going to be a video I've never done before, anything like this. And it's also kind of inspired by one of my favorite YouTubers, Shane Dawson, who does his conspiracy videos and his scary videos. Now, everything I'm going to say is 100% true to me, but I don't feel the obligation to have you guys believe it or even understand it. So if ghost videos and paranormal interactions aren't your thing, then I'm going to recommend you clicking right off of this video, because that's pretty much what this video is about. Like I said, Shane is my inspiration. Shane is literally the father I never had that I was supposed to have. So let's just make it clear that I'm in no way trying to copy his conspiracy theory videos or his scary videos, but I am using it as an inspiration to share my story. Hey, what's up you guys? Yes, I'm not gonna do that, no, because that is copying. I have been having some pretty weird and odd paranormal activity. So let me just give you guys a background of what's been going on, and then I'll explain exactly what's been happening. So a couple weeks ago, I was laying in my bed and I had had a pretty rough day, and I was explaining to my girlfriend how there are some things that, maybe counseling would help with, or, some things that I'm going through in life that are a little difficult. And so what we ended up doing is just kind of chatting. I was laying in my bed, she was on FaceTime on my iPad, just propped up by my bed. And as I was talking to her, she said that she saw green orbs above my head. Now, I am going to read you a definition of exactly what a green orb means. So I'm right here on a website called paranormal.lovetoknow.com. And basically what it says is that green orbs are believed to be spirits tied to nature, such as like spirits and stuff. So most theories would say that green orbs are angels connecting with the nature of love, someone who is connected to the spiritual world but also living in this world. And those type of people regularly get visits from green orb spirits. Now, what does a green orb spirit mean, or what are their messages? Well, a green orb carries person's need about healing, whether spiritual, emotional, mental, or physical healing. Now, we're gonna pause there. I have been going through some rough times in my life. I haven't mentioned it to you guys publicly, and I was going to make a sit-down story time about you guys that I am going to counseling now. And so yes, there are parts of my life where I need healing, where I need comfort, love, self-healing. And so it really, with what had happened that day, it really did resonate with me. Well, maybe there is a spirit watching over me. Maybe it's my guardian angel. Who knows? Because I am a Christian, and so I'm very careful, but I also do believe that there are other paranormal activities that we just don't know about. So that was a couple weeks ago. I want to say probably a month and a half ago. So then the real crazy stuff happened a couple days ago, and even more crazy last night. I have been telling people for a while now, there are nights where my dog, Scrappy, which you all know, gets very reckless. I'll insert a video I took last night. It really doesn't capture much, but here's that video. I know, it's kind of weird. He's like laying on my head, and guys, this happens all night. Like, he'll wake me up in the middle of the night, literally putting his ass on my face or on my chest, and he's out of the blanket, under the blanket, by my feet, by my head, scratching. It's annoying, and his tail is tucked the entire time. Now, I looked that up. What might that mean? Anxiety is the #1 cause when a dog is reckless and scared. And so I was like, okay, he's anxious, whatever. Now, this has happened probably 4 or 5 times. Every time he acts like he's possessed, but I just kind of let it go, because after a couple times of it happening, I was like, well, my dog is just very special. But anyways, let's go back to 3 nights ago. So because of the whole quarantine and COVID-19, I've been staying up a little later, waking up a little later, which is fine. But the other night, it was about 4:30 in the morning. And you know that state where you're half asleep, but you're also half awake, and you're like kind of going through the motions of putting yourself to sleep, and you're just laying there? Well, the other night I was doing that, and as I was laying there, I was looking at my ceiling, and I'm not lying to you guys, I saw figures or ghosts or spiritual, you can call them angels, you can call them ghosts, whatever you would like, but I saw figures. And I kind of just, one of those things where I was like, oh, I'm half asleep, I'm gonna put the blanket over my head and go to bed, because I'm scared right now. And so that's what I did. Now, I also want to mention that by all of these happenings, I have never once felt threatened by them. I've never once felt endangered. If anything, it's almost like a sense of like tightness and comfort, which I kind of feel weird. So anyways, that happened. And the next morning, I told my girlfriend that, and she thought it was pretty weird. Moving on to last night. Now, the whole thing with my dog started happening again. And this time it was only about 12:30 morning. I thought it was weird. Now, this time around, there was something different. He was staring, dead stare, whining, and his tail was tucked. He was sitting by my face, which he always does, or really close up against me, and he was staring into one corner of my room. And I'm gonna show you guys which corner of my room that is. You guys will see my door, all of my laundry, ignore that. That corner right there. There she is in all of her haunted glory. Now, Scrappy has never done anything like this, so I was just kind of thinking at first, well, maybe he's just scared, maybe he's just staring. But then things started to get even weirder because I thought that maybe I should pick him up and bring him into my sister's room and see if the same thing happens. While I pick him up, I bring him into my sister's room, and as soon as I sit him down, he starts wagging his tail, rolling over, and laying with her like nothing is wrong. And then I pick him up and I bring him back in here, and he's the same exact as he was before. Tucking his tail, scared, pushing up against me. I thought the whole thing was weird, and this time I had my girlfriend on FaceTime to see what was going on. Now here's another scary part. So I was on my phone watching YouTube. She was on her phone watching YouTube while we were on FaceTime. I know, quarantine dating. But anyways, so I was watching a YouTube video, and the YouTube video was pretty normal. I'm switching from Verizon to T-Mobile, so I was just watching a video on T-Mobile, and all of a sudden my phone froze, which I thought was really weird. But the thing about it was, my phone froze, it went dim, and then it like shut off, and then when I plugged it into charge, my phone would work. Not work, but it would like turn on and say that it was charging. Anyways, I couldn't use my phone. The touch wouldn't work, and also restarting my phone won't work. So I thought that was weird, and I know that sometimes paranormal things can kind of cause electronics to fail or whatever. So I just kind of set my phone down, plugged it into charge, and just kind of waited it out. Then I realized my phone was like overheating. It was getting extremely hot to the touch, and so I just thought this whole thing was weird. I just thought this whole thing was crazy. So anyways, like I prayed over my phone as a joke. I was like, Lord God, take away the demons. I just ignored that. So in the meantime, I noticed a couple minutes later, Scrappy started acting normal for a couple minutes, and I was like, oh, thank God he's out of this weird phase. And then I look over my phone, and as he's acting normal, my phone is restarting. So like I said, guys, I don't know much about these topics, but I do know that as soon as my dog started acting normal, my phone started working again and restarted, and then worked fine the rest of the night. So I thought those two things were weird. And then for the last part of this whole weird thing, my girlfriend also told me, and honestly, I still don't know if I believe her or not, but for the sake of the video, we're gonna say that she wouldn't lie to me. Hey guys, currently editing this video in my haunted room. Come to find out, my girlfriend would lie to me. So the whole purple orb thing, I'm gonna leave it in just because I still think it's odd that she chose to joke about a purple orb. But just know that she didn't actually see a purple orb. So I'm gonna leave it in the video because, like I said, I do think it's still weird. But anyways, let's continue. But anyways, she told me that this time she saw a purple orb over my head as I was speaking to her. So I went ahead this morning and I looked up what a purple orb means. Now, from the same exact website, paranormal.lovetoknow.org, or com, excuse me, a purple orb is commonly interpreted as a spirit on a mission to impact or impart some information of or from you. It can also be used to get information to you. So that's great, right? So it says this can be any type of information, but is considered vital and tailored for just the person seeing the orb. So then I thought, okay, it's tailored for the person seeing the orb, not the person the orb's on, so it could be for my girlfriend. But then I kept reading the message of a purple orb, and it says that there are a variety of different spiritual reasons. Some may be instantly received, while others may require some time to think. And so I looked, and the first one is a purple orb often delivers a spiritual message that it is time for you to forgive, a reminder that you are loved and not alone, a message to push you to achieve enlightenment, to manifest your wishes and desires, and also the spiritual orb of a purple orb wants you to know this information. So I put all of these paranormal activities together along with my mental health, and I've been going to counseling, and I realized the green orb happened before I went to counseling. So that was the spiritual realm telling me I need to work on myself, I need to fix myself. And then the whole thing with the dog, I don't know if it was, guys, I don't even know. My dog could just have anxiety like me. He could have been looking at a wall to calm himself down. I don't know. All I know is I thought that the interaction with the phone was also weird and that he was just staring. And when I brought him out of the room, he was fine. And so that whole thing. And then, listen, she may have been joking about the purple orb, but for me, what I'm thinking is even for her to joke about a purple orb and then for it to have this related meaning is kind of weird. So I don't know. I told my mom this and my mom thought, one, that I was crazy, and two, she was like, get holy water and just like drown your room in it. But she doesn't really care for this kind of things. My biggest thing is that I'm not scared. I'm not threatened. And that's the weirdest part. I wasn't scared when I saw the objects above my head. I was more like in shock and I didn't really know what it was. But I do want to make it clear that I'm not scared. I almost feel comforted by when I encounter these situations. Like I fake it off as like, oh, I'm nervous because it's weird. I've never had any activity like this. But I don't feel nervous. I don't feel scared. I feel comforted when, in these times, it's like a tight feeling. So it's like a stress, but at the same time, it's like a tight, like almost like a hug kind of feel, comfort. I don't know. All I know is that the orbs are good and the meaning behind them is good too. So if it was like a blue orb, and I don't even know what a blue orb means, but say it was like, you're gonna die tomorrow, then I would be concerned. But yeah, go ahead. I'm gonna try and link below the meaning of green and purple orbs so you guys can see for yourself, because like I said, I don't take credit for any of the information that I said, and I also don't force any of you to believe anything that I said, but I would think that if you know me, you would just try and believe me and understand me. So I'm not scared. I have always believed in ghosts and paranormal activity, and I've just never been open to it. But the weird thing is I've been more open to it recently. So I don't know if they're giving me a little knock on my bedroom door or what, but we'll keep a watch on the corner. We'll keep a watch on the dog, and I am sure I will keep you guys updated. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Bye.